This is a special presentation. Welcome to the Inside Track, presented by Red Shores. Here is your host, Peter McPhee.
Well, thanks very much, and welcome to another edition of the Inside Track. My name is Peter McPhee. We're celebrating grooms across the standardbred industry this week, and it's National Groom Appreciation Day. We're celebrating it today and tomorrow. And I have one of the best grooms in PEI, Alexis Gass, with me here. And I've known Alexis for a long time, being from the Cornwall area. Alexis, first of all, just tell us how you got involved in the harness racing game.
Well, my great-grandfather Andrew was involved with harness racing later on in his life, and he passed that sport down to my grandfather, Ronnie Gass, and then he passed that down to my father, and then he passed that down to me. So I'm fourth generation of that.
Amazing, and I know I've been to the barn a lot of times in Cornwall. Who were some of the people? I know you mentioned a few, but also your grandmother and your aunt are special people as well.
Yes, my Aunt Shelley definitely helped me throughout like the harness racing and stuff and get me involved, especially with my first horse, Wealth of Nations. And yeah.
And your grandmother, Diane, of course.
Yes.
She's always here. Yeah, and a big fan as well. We want to say hi to her. Now tell us, Alexis, being a groom, how do you get the horses ready to come to the track and when they're here, getting them ready to race?
Well, you got to make sure they have all their like gear and harness, and then make sure it's clean. Put that in the trailer, head to the track. Get them around the track to warm up, and then if in the winter you got to make sure they stay warm, and then in the summer you got to make sure they don't overheat or become too warm before the race. Then you get them on the track, cheer them on while they're on the track racing, get them off, strip and bath, and walk them out and water them out too.
And it's a lot of work to get a horse ready to race.
Yes, it is.
Now, what's it like when they win a race and you get to come to the winner's circle? How special is that? I mean, does it matter if it's a 201 or preferred? What's it like?
It doesn't matter like what race it is or what class you're in. It's a win. It's a win. You get that same feeling every time.
You get pretty excited to see when you come up to the winner's circle. It doesn't matter who.
Yeah, I love it.
Do you develop special relationships with the horses as a groom over time?
Yes, you do. You definitely get those like special horses, like my first horse, Wealth of Nations, and one of our homebreds, Dusty Lane Zendaya, and then the classy veteran, Smiley Bayama.
So tell us about Wealth of Nations. How old were you when you actually became part owner of that horse?
I think I was around 8 or 9, and we were the same age, and he was the best first horse you could ever have. He was just this quiet, big teddy bear, basically, for me.
Now, I was asking you about a first win, and you were saying that you still have the cooler that he won that first time.
Yeah, I still have that on my bed today, and it just makes me think of him every time I see it, and it's pretty special.
Now, Dusty Lane Zendaya, we're going to see that horse a little bit later because I know you picked a race about Dusty Lane Zendaya. But what was it about that horse that made it special for you?
Well, she was a homebred. She didn't race as a 2-year-old, and for her 3-year-old career in the winter, me and my aunt, Shelley, watched her race in Toronto, and my aunt ended up passing away in May, and she came around home to PEI around the end of June, and she ended up racing on Governor's Plate Week in her first stake race as like in her career, and she ended up winning it with my grandfather, and that was like one of my favorite wins.
Combination of everybody really in the family getting the job done. You mentioned Smiley Bayam as well, and I know that horse is special to you as well.
Yeah.
What about that horse? Tell us about Smiley Bayam.
He has such a personality, and he's like a really nice horse to work around, and I just love him so much.
What is it about harness racing that you enjoy the most? What is it when you wake up every day? You know, what is it about it that makes you excited to be involved in the sport?
It'd be having to like know what's not going to happen, because you don't know if you're going to win that day or if you're going to become last or get a check or anything like that.
And you were saying earlier, it's kind of like one big community. Everybody that's in the game sort of cheers for one another, and it must be kind of cool to be part of that every night.
Yeah, we're like all one big family. Like whenever we're walking by someone, they always say hi or how you doing.
And you get to experience different tracks around the Maritimes. I mean, I'm sure you've been to most of them.
Yeah, especially during stake season. We were over to Truro last night, and we'll probably end up going over to Inverness or North Sydney, and we were in Summerside last week. So
I want to also ask you about special horses that you've groomed over your career. What would be some of the best ones that you've groomed over your career?
They all like stand out to me, but I'd have to be YS Lotus in the Gold Cup in 2016. He ended up winning that year too, and that was a really special one to me.
Must be pretty cool to be in the winner's circle as the groom on Gold Cup night. What was it like when he actually won the race?
It was amazing. Like, I grew up watching the race, and I still watch it. And just to be able to say that I paddocked that horse, and he ended up winning, and he still has the track record today, it's amazing.
So Alexis, you're young. You've done a lot of things around horses. It seems like you've been there pretty much since birth. Would that be true?
Yeah, I've been there since day one, and I haven't really left the barn since.
And would you say that that's what you want to do going forward into the future? What are your plans?
I want to become a large animal vet and continue working with the horses on the side and still run Dusty Lane Farms and have like the horses on the side.
I'm glad you're saying that because we need the young people in the game, and you guys do great work. When you come up, I know you're excited when you get the wins, but I also know there's a lot of things that go on to get a horse to here and to race, so we thank you for that. Now, we want to go out on Dusty Lane Zendaya, and tell us about why you picked this certain race that we're going to show now.
It was her first start back in PEI after getting home from Toronto. My grandfather was driving her, and the way that Vance just gets so excited in the race because she was last, and then in the back stretch there, she just exploded and ended up winning by a few lengths.
Well, thank you very much for coming on. We really appreciate it, and best of luck going forward with your career and in harness racing.
Thank you.
Thanks, Alexis, and again, want to say hi to Ronnie and to Diane as well, and to Stephen, and we're thinking of Shelley, of course, as well. Here's Dusty Lane Zendaya winning.
I see Brandon's Cowgirl, Outrageous Bell, and Live in the Moment, top of the stretch. 3-year-old filly Pacers approaching a start. There they go, off end pacing, not so shy, is leaving from the center. Lorne Valley, Lucy along the rail, third one to the turn. That's I'm on schedule. Outrageous Bell coming up fourth on the outside. Fifth outside, Live in the Moment. Dusty Lane Zendaya away sixth, the Triller. As they race the backstretch, I see Brandon's Cowgirl. So they go to the quarter, and from the outside, not so shy, will clear for Kenny Arsenault. Lorne Valley, Lucy. That long shot at 40-1 away with a two-hole ride. Third at the inside, Outrageous Bell. Then in fourth, I'm on schedule. Live in the Moment, fifth. Back into sixth, Dusty Lane Zendaya. And the Triller. I see Brandon's Cowgirl, 29. Flat was the quarter. They're racing around the paddock turn. Not so shy, the leader. Lorne Valley, Lucy is second. There goes Outrageous Bell to be first up on the outside third. I'm on schedule. Following out fourth. Live in the Moment is fifth. Dusty Lane Zendaya on the outside. She's sixth. The Triller seventh. I see Brandon's Cowgirl. They're halfway home. Outrageous Bell on the outside. 59. And 4 was the half. Not so shy at the rail. Racing third upon the outside. I'm on schedule. On the rail, Lorne Valley, Lucy fourth. Live in the Moment fifth. Dusty Lane Zendaya coming 3 wide into the backfield 6. Now the Triller. That is, I see Brandon's Cowgirl. They go to 3/4. Take a look at Dusty Lane Zendaya circling up 3 wide. Ronnie Gass has got it to the front in the late going. Not so shy is second. Then third, Outrageous Bell. 3/4 in 1. 29 and 3. They're homeward bound, and this one is all over. Dusty Lane Zendaya and Ronnie Gass. A special moment here in the Atlantic Sire Stakes. 3-year-old filly Pacers. Dusty Lane Zendaya on the line. I see Brandon's Cowgirl rushing up second. Look like not so shy third. The trip in 1. 58 and 2.
This has been a special presentation. The Inside Track was presented by Red Shores.